Hey, this is BrindeWolf.
And I'm Lunaria.
You're listening to Rise Awakenings, part of the Rise Radio Network where advice meets action.
We're here to spark your growth, lift your spirit, and help you crush your potential.
Rise Awakening, hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice where dreams awaken. Rise Awakening, now is the time.
Rise Awakenings, let's rise together. All right, guys, I pulled from the Vision Quest Tarot this week, and they kind of decided that they were going to tell me as I was doing the reading, you know how Karrie typically does a Celtic cross. Well, they only have 7 cards, but this is they're naming what each card is this time. And we're starting off with the calling, the Vision Quest. Are you seeing the world as it is or as it was with weakened eyesight? Have you gotten lost to ritual or pattern thinking that something is going to change if you just keep pushing through? Or are you feeling a calling that's deep inside to expand your horizons and look differently, exist better, live and not feel like you're on a treadmill with a screen that has a moving picture? The scenery around you is going to change as you go through life. But if you aren't changing with it, you're going to get left behind. The Hanged Man, as it's usually known, has been looking at the world through the same filters and perceptions without reaching to a different way of looking at things. This is what you're being called to do in your life right now. Is it easy to write yourself up? No. No. But if you open to the mysteries of the world that are ahead of you with a fresh perspective, they might not be as scary. So what's blocking you? The Ace of Water. Drowning in memories, flooding with thoughts, feeling like the dam has broken with an endless list of tasks to take care of. You're feeling full up and overflowing. When a river fills too full, the water has to have somewhere to go. And if there is a block in the flow, then it will start to seep onto the banks and erode the land on either side. But the good news is that in this overflow is the lesson that's been waiting for you to receive. The blessings that have been poured out to you, that have been mixed in with all the mishaps and misfortunes you've experienced. Find those and begin to empty out the blocks you've been holding on to inside. You get to decide what you fill up with. Will it erode or rebuild? The buildup. Father of Water reversed. You have a gentle voice inside that wants to comfort you and those around you. Ever feel like you have something to tell someone that's so important you're bursting at the seams? And then, when you do, the timing is so terrible that what started to be compassionate turned into something else. That's what the build can resort to when it isn't expressed. If you have love for someone or knowledge or even intuition to share with someone else, by all means, share it. Now, you might have to wait for the opportunity in the moment to say it, but if you feel that push, you should follow it. Say what needs to be said so it doesn't have the capability of turning into something toxic within you. That anger you feel towards someone else for not understanding may be your own doing without you even realizing you were. How can they understand who you are if you never really tell them? Be gentle with you and others. Share the compassion and gentleness you have inside. And then there's the realization. The Four of Air reversed. You've had enough. It's done. It's over. Why hold on to it? Whatever it is. It's time to realize that holding on to it is no longer serving you any purpose. You've realized in the past through the obvious means and signs that something was over. Now, take movies and TV shows, for instance. You know that when you see the final credits begin to play, that it's time to go home. Has something reached the credits in your life and you know it's time to leave? Now, unless it's a Marvel Universe movie, you know that once the credits begin, that there's nothing after that. Why live your life that way? especially when you've come to the realization. You've thought about it long enough. Time to move. Time to get what you want to do. The longer you contemplate, the longer you're preventing yourself from being and feeling alive. So, what helps? Mother of Earth reversed. How can you help others if you aren't helping yourself? What can you do for yourself so you can make sure that you have what you need in order to do the things that you want to do? And this includes the people pleasers. If it works for you to make sure that everyone around you is happy and content all the time, that's cool. No judgment. But if you aren't making sure you have the energy, time, and resources to take care of them because you're ignoring your own needs, how's that all working out for you? I bet you're feeling a certain way about things. And if you're not, ignore, ignore everything I just said. It wasn't for you. Now this might sound a bit harsh in this setting, but hats off to anyone who is putting themselves closer to the top of the list of care over everyone else. Ooh. Now, while I was typing that and prepping this, I heard future arguments of, well, I don't have time. You're right. You don't. So make some. What's helping? Five of Earth reversed. What's not helping? For how long are you going to put yourself down for not being who you think you should be at this point in your life? How well is it working to let those thoughts of not good enough, don't have enough, not worth it, and so on? When we find that we don't have enough time for something, we can take a different look and realize the energy we spent focusing on what we don't have. If you feel insecure, you'll be insecure. If you reframe and realize that you're only as insecure as you allow yourself to be, you'll see that it was you all along that was limiting what you can and can't do. I know that's tough to hear, again, but it's still not sinking in for many. Something else to consider is that when you don't have the capacity to accomplish a task, you probably shouldn't be behind that wheel. There's a bigger chance of crashing if you aren't taking extreme caution. And there's another harsh truth. If you have agreed to corporate timelines and enjoy what you're doing, it is something that requires you to have the energy to attend to. What if you treated that agreement like you do your own needs and put other things before it? It wouldn't last in that position for very long, I'm sure. So treat your body, energy, mind, heart as if it were a corporate entity that you've agreed to care for. What's next? Six of Earth on its side. Damn, you're so close. This is my favorite card in the deck. It means that you're learning the role of reciprocity between what you need. You give and take of yourself. But if you're not giving yourself what you need and only allowing your mind to take your peace and exhaust you, that's not the cycle you want to be in. But you're on the brink of learning this. And when you learn it within, you can start to balance and see it outside yourself too. You've been given the gift of life, the gift of abundance, even if you can't see it. If you feel like you're only giving, well, look again. What are you taking at the same time? It's not an aspect many of us want to look at. But the more closely you look at what the truths are in your life, the more breakthroughs you'll have. The further to where you want to get to, you'll go. Celebrate the breakthroughs. Be excited about them. Teach the body and the spirit that it's okay to feel that way. And let the need for others to follow in kind to be the reason that you feel good about yourself.
The we can't make this shit up stuff. No. All right. So we are starting off today in our present energy with the magician. You are at a space of creative creation, of active creation, active creation. The magician doesn't wait. He directs energy, focuses intention, and makes things happen. You have all the tools you need right now. But the question is, are you using them with clarity or anxiety? Get intentional. Narrow your focus. You don't need to do everything. You need to do the right thing with precision. All right. In our challenge position, the Knight of Swords. This is a challenge because this is the mind spiraling at 3 a.m. Anxiety, overthinking, guilt, intrusive thoughts. The challenge isn't reality, it's your perception of it. Interrupt the thought loops. Journal it out, speak it out, ground it in facts. Not every fear deserves authority. Next up, in the root of the problem and your subconscious, we have that good old buddy Ten of Swords. This is a deep internal ending. Something mentally or emotionally has already come fully conscious of you what's already over. The worst has passed, even if your mind keeps replaying it like a dramatic rerun. All right, in the next position of the past and the foundation of the problem, we have the Three of Wands. You've been in a phase of expansion, waiting for results or planning your next move. There was hope, vision, and forward-thinking energy here. Recognize how far you've already come. This wasn't wasted time, it was preparation. You did not want to hear that message. Okay. In the next position of the conscious goal, we have. Why do I have. Anyway, I have the wrong card, but it's the Knight of Cups. And I have the Knight of Wands in my hand. So Anyway, conscious goal, you want emotional fulfillment, connection, maybe even romance or creative flow. You're seeking something that feels aligned, not just something that works on paper. Keep your heart open, but don't abandon discernment. Not every beautiful offer is built to last. Okay, the fact that I accidentally screwed up and wrote out something about the King of Cups or the Knight of Cups rather than the Knight of Wands might have something to do with, a situation. I mean, this is somebody who thrives on a challenge. This is completion. This is being competitive. This is moving forward. This is the fast acting fire knight. So maybe this is telling us that the conscious goal is not just in that wanting that emotional feel, those emotions back, those feelings back, those things that are aligned in your heart, but you have to get your head straight first. We have to move forward with our goals and ourself and our own. We have to open our communication. We have to get everything else opened up before we're emotionally ready for the Knight of Cups. So yeah, there you go. Now's where we start with the can't make this shit up. I believe Micah had the Six of Earth sideways. I have the Six of Pentacles in the upright, which is the same thing, I believe. This is in the near future. Balance is coming. Reciprocity, equal give and take. This could be financial, emotional, or energetic. Pay attention to where your energy flows both ways. If it's one-sided, it's not sustainable. All right. Then I believe he also had the Father of Water, which I believe is the King of Cups. He can correct me if I'm wrong, but the King of Cups, he had it in reverse. I, of course, in true Karrie Brindle fashion, have the King of Cups in the upright. This is your current energy. You are or are being asked to become emotionally mature, steady, and composed. This is someone who feels deeply but isn't ruled by those feelings. Lead with emotional intelligence. You don't need to react to everything. Respond with intention. I think that plays back into that other Knight of Wands and Knight of Cups debacle mess up. All right, and I also this card is funny because Micah mentioned the Nine of Cups today in chat, and Nine of Cups is in our external environment. This is wish fulfillment, energy around you, support, satisfaction, even celebration. Others may see things going well for you, even if internally you're still processing. Appreciate what's working. Don't dismiss your wins just because you're still healing internally. And another card that Micah had tonight, the Hangman, in your hopes and fears. You both want and fear surrender. There's a need to pause, shift perspective, and let go. But part of you resists that stillness. Surrender isn't failure. Sometimes progress looks like stillness. Let the perspective shift happen. Oh my goodness. All right, and the outcome. Last but not least, we have the High Priestess. This is powerful. You're moving into deep intuitive awareness, inner knowing, and spiritual alignment. Answers won't come from outside, they'll come from within. Trust what you know, even if you can't explain it logically. Your intuition is sharper than you're giving it credit for. This spread is a journey from mental chaos to emotional mastery to intuitive clarity. You start with anxiety and endings, but you're not staying there. The magician says you have control over your direction, and the king of cups and the high priestess say you're evolving into someone who doesn't just react to life, you understand it on a deeper level. There's also a strong message here about balance, giving versus receiving, logic versus intuition, control versus surrender. You don't need to force the outcome, you need to align with it. Your mind is louder than your intuition right now, but your intuition is the one that's right. Once you stop feeding the spiral, everything else starts falling into place. And that's all.
That's all, folks.
Yeah, I like that one.
You were catastrophizing perspective.
I'm not saying that word. Hey, Rev D had trouble with it this morning too, so it's not just me.
And I was giggling backstage the whole time. I want to talk to you about sparks. I've not been able to get that word out of my head for a couple of days. Many of you already know why. Partially, that word has just kind of been floating in my head. But I want to talk about sparks. I did something yesterday. You guys know this. And this isn't just a shameless plug, because it's something that took me a very long time to feel good enough to do. And it's literally called The Spark. It's an album featuring songs that were created for Phoenix Talks. But what took me to get to do that, to feel good enough about doing that, is what I want you guys to understand and what I want you to start doing more of. Celebrating you. That's what the spark is really about, is that reignition inside of who you are, what calls to you, what lights you up. And if you can't get there and it feels too far out of reach, start by celebrating everything that you do. When you get up, oh, thank goodness I woke up. That's so great. When you accomplish the smallest task, feel it inside that you accomplished something, that you did something. And let that build and build and build. Because you are worth celebrating. You are worth answering your calling. You are worth mattering because you do. And if you're not following your spark, who else is gonna? If you're not celebrating your spark, who else is going to? And if they do, is it going to matter enough for you to feel good enough? If you don't know how to celebrate all of the other wins, if you're in a Rise Radio line chat, yesterday I asked everybody for what their wins were. Got a few responses. I hope that a lot of people at least thought about what was your win today? What was your win yesterday? What was your win this week? And it doesn't just have to be one. If a lot come to mind, celebrate them all. Feel good. Because that's what reignites that spark, that third chakra, that solar plexus, that drive, that passion that keeps everything else fueled. And if you are people pleasing all of the time and trying to make sure that everybody else is happy and that everybody else is going to be approved, or going to approve everything that you do, you're missing the most important one. The moment that you can, without having to tell anybody else, celebrate and validate yourself that I got here. I did this. And regardless of what anybody else says or does, it doesn't matter. That's when you know that you have the spark. That's when you know that you have lit yourself up. Everything else is just a bonus. Everything else is just a bonus because it starts with you. So reignite that spark. And you will find it's enough. I love that music song. Survive the day at work with the tasks I don't feel uncomfortable with. That's a win. That's a win.
Sparky used to be my nickname. I used to get it back. I need to bring it back. When I was on the fire department, they called me Sparky. At school, they called me Sparky.
Well, ain't that just a coinky dink? Not on this show.
Not on this show. In fact, I want to talk about a coincidence when it's my turn. I totally forgot what I was going to talk about now. No, I didn't. All right. So Micah mentioned coincidence, and it made me think today about part of my issue with myself lately has been a lack of trust in my own intuition, in my own gut feelings, in my own ability to do certain things. And I've realized that that has stemmed from mainly a lack of confidence in myself. Like, I mean, we all have intuition. We're all born with the ability to intuitively know things. We all have psychic abilities and things like that that we're born with, and we tend to lose them because of programming over our lifetime that we forget, and then we get told that it's wrong, or that people who have those abilities are just crazy, or they have some kind of issue, or they're it's not real. I mean, and so your whole life, when you do have these abilities and you're told they're not real, they're just coincidences. So you start thinking every time something happens, you go, well, that's just a coincidence. No, it's gotten to the point now where we have done this enough that we have got our we can't make this shit up logo and everything else, because we do connect energies. If we learn eventually to let go of that programming of we're not supposed to be able to see these things, we're not supposed to be able to hear these things, so it's not real, it must be in my head, or me constantly telling myself, okay, I know I have some weird abilities. Weird, I call them weird because that's what people say about the neurospicy stuff. When somebody's, I know that I have some of these weird abilities, and I tell myself, you can't. This can't be real because you're not important enough or learned enough or whatever I feel like putting on it at the time to be able to do these things, so they must be coincidences. This isn't really your ability. This is you hoping you have this ability and trying to project this ability, but my imposter syndrome takes over, and I think this is not me. This can't be me because I'm not good enough to be able to do this stuff. So today I did a little Reiki session with Rev D, and I wanted to tell you guys, if you need her, she's wonderful. Take a look at healingrose.org if you need some help. It's amazing. But okay, so before the session, I was looking out my window, and the other day I bought this cheap little hummingbird feeder from the Dollar General. and I put it out where I can see it out the window. However, my chairs, they were turned a certain way with the back, so where I couldn't actually see it. And I'm sitting here before the meeting, and I went, you know what? I'm not going to be able to see the hummingbird if it comes. And I'm thinking to myself, that hummingbird is going to show up when Rev D and I are doing our Reiki session today. I just had a feeling that it was going to happen. I turned the chairs so that I could see out the window and be able to see, and then immediately told myself, you're wishful thinking. This isn't gonna happen, because now you've told yourself it's gonna happen. Now you're waiting for it to happen. Now it's not gonna happen because you're not good enough to make something like this happen. Lo and behold, the end of the session comes. I sit up, I look out the window, and that hummingbird is at that feeder. And that's the first time he's been to the feeder since I got it. So that's the first hummingbird I've seen of the season. That's the first hummingbird that's been to this new feeder. And it's the first time, and it happened just as we ended. And I sat up enough to be able to look out, and that hummingbird was there, and he stuck around. And at first I wanted to say today, oh yeah, is it just a coincidence? But I immediately heard in my head, not a coincidence, Karrie. Stop doing this to yourself. I'm not saying I made it happen, but like you said, I made myself aware. I noticed it. It was definitely meant to happen, because I was literally told, stop doing that to yourself. You know who you are. You know what you can do. You know what you have. You know the gifts that you have to share. You know that you've been through these things enough in your life to get to that point where you can help others. Stop hiding it because you don't think you're good enough. It's not true. And that hummingbird meant everything to me. Not a coincidence. It was there to tell me exactly what I've been trying to tell myself for the longest time. You can do this. You can get out of this place that you've been in, and you can use your gifts, and you can use what you've learned in your experiences to help these people. And that's what I intend to do. And that is all.
That's all she said.
That's all she said.
Yeah. And I invite everybody listening to look up hummingbird medicine.
Yep.
Fierce protectors,
Look
yet
up what
gentle.
it means.
Yep.
What the significance is of the hummingbird. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. But
right.
someone in the replay, wherever you're listening, whether it's on Spotify or wherever, YouTube, wherever, I got one for you. And it starts off with Mother of Earth. And remembering to nurture yourself. Remember to take care of yourself. Remember that you are not going to achieve the prosperity that you're trying to get to if you do not recognize the abundance that you're not tending to. And sometimes that comes from the amount of time that you spend looking at yourself. Son of water. The vanity that you have is holding you back from being able to take care of yourself. You think that you're doing all the things, doing all the right things, but the more that you do, the more that you have to do, and then you find yourself stepping back, and you're not taking part in the six of water reversed. You're not taking part in the pleasures that life has to offer because there's so much time spent on making yourself look a certain way because of the programming, because of whatever is going on inside of you. So take a step back. It's okay if your hair doesn't look just right. It's okay if you have a 5 o'clock shadow. It's okay if you don't have the makeup on, if it's a female. I'm being drawn to a man that's listening. And you might find that you have fewer spats. So if all of this resonates, if all of this encompasses you, I literally hear, "Are you ever going to be done in the bathroom, dear? Because you take longer than me." Take a little bit less time. And then maybe you'll be able to reconnect a little bit more, not just with significant other. And if you're looking for a significant other and can't understand why you haven't found one yet, perhaps it has to do with your external air of conceit. Just saying. If you want to attract people, let them in, because right now you're not. And that's all I have to say for you. So I hope that helps. To whomever loves
I
them.
don't know. You're very robotic right now. I got a very specific message, and I almost want to say it's for bubble kittens, and I just want to say that. So, and you didn't ask for a reading, so maybe it is, but it's just so perfect. It's the leaving the deceptions behind. It's time to let the deceptions that you're telling yourself, or it could be for me, the deceptions and the lies that you're telling yourself need to go, need to drop all those burdens. That's what we're getting rid of right now. One of the best ways that you're going to be able to get rid of those burdens right now is to go to your friends, your friendship circle, those people who understand you, those people who got you, those people like Micah, myself, Diane, Bubble Kittens, Cash, all of the above, people in the chat room, all of us are here. That's what you need to go to, because that's when you gain your independence. I know that sounds ridiculous, like I need to go to other people to gain my independence, but you do. You need those other people in your life, you know. And I know it sounds backwards, but to have your own independence in yourself, you have to have other people in your life. Otherwise, you're just kind of living. And how exciting is that if you don't let your friends in? And yeah, this might be for me and Bubble Kids. And once you do master that self-control, that's when the security comes in. And once you feel that security in yourself, it's when you finally become rational, but also cautious. And remain cautious, because we know what we've been through, and that's okay to remain cautious. In fact, it's a good thing. Don't let your mind go, "Oh, that I've already learned the stuff. I don't have to protect myself anymore. I'll see things immediately when they happen." No, don't let that guard completely down. Let it down enough to let your heart open again. But keep those boundaries up and don't ever let them go. Good, Bubble
Yep.
Kittens. I'm glad you got your reading. She's busy helping us round up the other ones and didn't have a spot, and she got one anyway. So there you go.
Yep. I don't know exactly why, but I need to skip Jonathan
Okay.
because I did pull another reading and I heard Semper
Right.
Invictus
Okay.
when I pulled the cards. And then she asked for one. So you were going to get one either way. We're going to start off with 9 of coins. She uses a single flower because sometimes it just takes a single bud to make all of the difference in the world, leading to the abundance that you are seeking, remembering the abundance that you have, so that the prosperity that you are needing, regardless of what form that prosperity takes, whether it be finances, new relationship, new companionship, telling your family to, you know what, please stop. Whatever this is for Semper Invictus right now. Jonathan and Karen will be when we come back. Because there are new flames out there. You will find them, but right now the new flame is you. This is you. This is your new flame. This is what you need to focus on. This is where you need to put your priorities. You and what's directly in front of you so that you can be ready. Because if you jump in too soon, which a lot of people are pressuring you and you're feeling it, and part of you wants to give in just to shut them up. I know you. Don't. Ten of coins reversed. This would work against you. This would work against your fit. No, 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 no. Don't jump into something that you're not ready to. Otherwise, it's going to push the abundance away that you are hoping to bring in to increase. And oh God, 4 cups. What needs to be released before the new can come in. So take the time that you need. And watch your distractions as well, because those can also lengthen bringing in what it is that you're hoping to get. Okay.
All right, so I'm getting some. It's time to take control, which it sounds like it's time to buckle up and take control. It sounds yeah, you're getting the look and everything else, so I'm guessing that would be time for some control. We got her again. Self-confidence, optimism. Got to focus on the positive and the good and stay positive. And I'm feeling like there's somebody that's trying to be generous. And it felt when I saw this card and Micah was talking, I felt like there might be somebody in this situation that is trying to be generous with you, but right now you're a little guarded and thinking that it's not generosity, that it might be the opposite, which is, the stingy and the whatever. But I have a feeling there's somebody that's trying to help you right now, that you might need to take another look at that situation and see, pull on her energy a little bit and see if you can figure out, because I think there's somebody that's trying to help you, but you're not feeling it.
Not all love bombing leads to narcissistic abuse.
In fact,
Just saying.
I know it can feel like it, man, and it's scary at first, but it's not always that.
And whether that's a now or later.
Future, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I felt that as you were typing it. That's why I said it's either now or later.
Yeah, may not be somebody that's come in yet or something that's come in yet. And it may not be able to, because you might not be ready for it yet. But there's something on the horizon if you continue in your path and that taking control.
Yep. And I forgot to tag. That's why you hear me clacking in the background.
Oh, there's more than one now. Uh-huh. Okay, then. You go, girl.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, all right, Jezebel. Oh, man. Okay. So when we come back, we will do Jonathan and Karen, and then I know that Nami is in there.
Yeah.
And Bubble Kittens will let me know who the other ones are. This is why I got confused earlier, and I didn't know if it was for you or for Semper, because you got the same starting card. But for you, it fell out on its side. 9 of coins. You're teetering back and forth between lack and abundance, literally. And the abundance kind of financial abundance. And it's on that teeter-totter right now where you have just enough but not enough at the same time. And in many ways, you're really trying to keep it together because Ten of Wands reversed comes, and the weight of this is starting to become a little bit too heavy at times. And don't, please, let it bring you down because you also have the Empress in reverse. Warning of this. Don't let it bring you down. This is temporary. I know that you keep hearing me say this, and I've been saying it for months, but even that is still temporary. Do not lose hope. Do not give up. Do not let this sink in any deeper than it already has. Look at what you have in front of you because there is something directly in front of you that you keep overlooking because you're stuck in that Empress forest. Okay?
You're definitely teetering, and you're stuck at a crossroads trying to figure it out, but you're guarding yourself. I'll take care of this real quick since I'm seeing it. You got it? Okay. Um, you're at a crossroads right now. You're trying, like he said, you're teetering, but this is guarding yourself at the same time. And here we go again. He's in the reverse. I'm in the upright. 10 of Wands. You're carrying those burdens. And I'm getting that you're, and you already know this because we tell you this every week. I just told in the reading that was for everybody or whoever, or Bubble Kittens and myself and whatever, your answer is right here in front of you. We're right here.
And as you said that, the tippy top of my sacral and the lower bottom of my solar plexus just kind of went, eh. Don't lose yourself. This doesn't define you. It doesn't
And I
define
can
you.
speak from experience right now because I've been in this spot for a while that I feel like you're kind of in that just almost lost feeling. Like where am I? Where's me? What happened to me? But that's okay. The old you's falling away, and it needs to, so that the new you can take over and rebuild from a firm foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when let us help you with that foundation. Let us help you drop those burdens, and you can start building.
There's a conversation that you're going to be having very soon. I don't know where, but I'm seeing like it's in a hallway. Almost like in a basement setting type of hallway. You know, the cinder block on either side that have been painted and it stinks. That kind of hallway. But I see a conversation that you need to pay attention to. And if you already had this conversation, you need to pay attention to what was talked about. Wow, it's been a while. Thank you, Jonathan. You woke that back up. It's been a while since I had something like that. So you got this.
Yeah.
Look at what you've done with your singing since I've known you. You've got this.
What you've done with your singing, you can also do with what's inside.
Mm-hmm. What she said. Okay. Karen. Come hither.
Come hither.
We need to talk about Carrie's favorite card in the deck.
Oh,
And I say that with absolute sarcasm. Eight of Air. Yes, it's Eight of Swords. And it's here, right here, coming at you. Why? Why do you have the 8 of air coming at you? Because you keep pulling it to you. You keep hovering in these old negative, nattering thought patterns that just won't quit. And you just keep grabbing them and hugging them and cuddling with them, then bitching about it afterwards, or sometimes while. And this is not a love affair that you want to have, Lover's card. This is not the kind of love affair that you want to have with yourself. You want to have a different kind of love affair with yourself. Not carrying the same shit. And why so many times the clown? You have the capability of laughing at yourself. You have the capability of laughing at Coyote when he comes in and plays. You have the capability of going on the fool's journey and not being a fool and not feeling like one. Because I have listened to when we are in a group setting and we're having a group conversation, I have listened to you having a problem and then somebody else chiming in that they have a similar problem and you have a solution for them. Listen to you. Listen to you. Because you, so am I. As a coach, so am I.
Yep.
We always have the great answers for someone else. We have the great ideas. We know exactly what they need to do. When, and this goes for everyone listening, when you have one of those moments, this is the universe putting a mirror in front of you so that you can take a look at exactly what it is that you can work on, what you can change, and how you can look at things differently. So this is your opportunity when those experiences happen. Not just Karen, but everybody. Okay.
Well, you also got the 8 of Wands. So you got some 8s going on. Some acceleration. This is communication and accelerating. So I don't know if there's something that's coming in for you, a conversation that needs to be had, something, but it's good. This conversation, if so, is coming in quickly. Or it could be a conversation that within yourself. Do you need to talk to yourself and listen to your intuition more? Have you forgotten your intuition, like me, and gotten to that point where you're not listening to yourself anymore? We need to work on this together, getting back to where we know, because we know. But what we're doing is getting started. We're making that investment and planting those seeds and getting things started. We might not be there yet, but we're on our way. And I know you got this, because we got this.
And something else that the Fool addresses is that self-insecurity, the second guessing, like she was talking about. You got this.
Yep.
You are stronger than you know, but too often you fight the beauty within the beast. Or
Not that beast man. He comes out to be a really handsome prince in the end.
right? I mean, we're just saying.
Just saying, man.
So I hope that helps. Now,
Aww. Well, that's if your eyes are sweating again, that's a good sign. That means you heard what you needed to hear.
yeah. Now bring it here. Believe it. Trust yourself. Otherwise, Coyote gonna come and trip your ass up.
Mm.
Again. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's why we were talking about Beauty and the Beast. Never mind.
Took her a second, but that's okay.
More than a second. Okay, let's move on.
3 days later.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Queen of Coins reversed again. And um, hmm, I know you're almost done. I know things are almost at a closure with that other project that's been sapping all of your energy and patience and oh my god, just draining and draining and draining and draining and draining. But it's almost done. But the after effects is something that you're going to have to take care of because I got the Two of Cups in reversed. And this is the actual Lover's card, not the Lovers, but this is the actual Lover's card. And there seems to be a disconnect of intimacy going on. And it's because of that wonderful external Queen of Coins. So I know you're tired. I know you're exhausted, but make some time for connection. It doesn't always have to be intimate, but intimacy doesn't mean physical. But make time for the connection because I'm feeling a bridge starting to, and there's some doubt. Five of Swords. So there's some doubt that I'm starting to feel being picked up as a result of everything. Okay.
Okay, well, I got Mr. Knight of Pentacles. He's that slow moving knight. But that's your cautiousness. That's your being rational and thinking things through before you move forward. That's a good thing. But he's the slowest moving knight, so some things are taking some time. You're trying to step into your authority. And as you step into that authority and gain control again, it sounds like there's a certain aspect of your life that needs you to step into your authority. It doesn't. I know that as a woman, sometimes we feel like, well, okay, things have stagnated a little bit and I need to let them make the first move. No, step into that authority, get that masculine authority and make things happen yourself. Because when you do, you got the world in your hands. Things start coming around.
Yeah. What she said.
Is what she said. Where's my glasses?
So final messages for the night.
Yes, I'm working on it. You go ahead.
It's okay. That's all right.
You want me to go? Or you go? You go.
I go. Through the ashes. Like a stealthy panther. I gotta be able to see. You've survived fires. Your resilience is undeniable, but survival is just the doorway to the sacred task of tending to the echoes of what you've endured. You've tucked away grief, put on the armor, and let reactions arise without reason. True healing demands depth and the courage to go inward to face what lingers. Alchemize your pain into presence. Keep going, not just forward, but through.
All right. Well, when I was pulling out the soul truth, two flew out together, and I thought, nope, can't do that. Put those back in there. And then I looked at them and went, oh, well, maybe not. Because one of them is, what expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? And how can I be more flexible right now? Sounded like they kind of went together. So I was like, oh, here we go. Yeah. So the first one, the expectations we have are mostly delusional and impossible to meet. We then experience disappointment with ourselves or with the relationship when they are not met. It's time to dissolve your expectations and replace them with gratitude. You are being summoned to more peace. Peace is home for our soul, and it is accompanied by trust. It comes when you surrender and focus only on what you can control. If you expect nothing and are grateful for everything, you will experience extreme fulfillment. And then on the how can I become more flexible, what are you trying to control? Maybe it's time to let go. Let love move through you today and trust the outcome will be for your highest good. Remind yourself all day long that you are safe, that life is happening for you, and that you are not alone. Then do some yoga. It's
That's
it.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, guys, that's our show for this week. I won't go through the entire list, but except to make sure that everybody knows that this Friday is Voices on the Rise over on Rise Radio with Hathery, and this week she'll be featuring music_sun. And I'm excited to hear all about her because she's fairly new to the family. So I can't wait to hear that. I'll be back tomorrow. And all of the other shows with times, replays, live plays are on our website, embersoflight.net. You can either type it in, scan the QR code, link will be below if you're watching over on YouTube. And I think that